G'day Reefers, I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Thanks for watching Gallery Aquatica TV. Today we have the final episode of the bar reef breakdown. Today we're taking out all of the fish and we're taking out all of the componentry. So we're going to get straight into it with draining the tank. So our standard hose candy cane that we use is not going to reach to the bottom as it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use an extension off a second one to make it longer so that I can drain all the way to the bottom of the tank. So we'll attach this to here. So now we can drain all the way to the bottom. So whilst the tank is draining, we're going to take out some of the componentry, starting with the wave makers. Being very careful not to drop the end of the power cable into the tank. But check out this Gaia. It is totally covered in coralline algae. That's incredible. So here's a good opportunity for us to give this a vinegar bath. So one thing I've always liked about this tank is that there's a cavity between the tank and the wall that allows for a lot of the power supplies and the controllers to be hidden in that cavity. So unfortunately, there's a bit of a rat's nest of cables, and to get a lot of this componentry out, I'm going to have to get inside there. But I haven't been in this area for probably 2 years, and I don't know if I'm going to fit. But I'll try and get in there and undo all of these power cables. So I have to get in there and then stand up to access all of these power supplies. Okay, I'm in. I'm not sure if I can really safely sit on this automatic top-up reservoir, so I'm not putting too much weight on this 3mm glass lid, but I need to look up here and find the cable that I'm looking for to take this Toons Wavemaker off, as well as everything else. I don't know, this is just like, there's just boxes and all sorts of stuff in here. It's always one of the interesting things when you take a tank down that's been running for years and years and years. There's always crazy things behind and to the side and around the tank. But I think that that's actually all I need to do from in here, for now anyway. So I'm going to get back out, which is going to be difficult in itself. Hopefully the tank is still draining okay and not flooding because I can't see the hose. But anyway, I'll try and get out. Right, so we have the Twins power supply, thank God. So getting into the area beside the tank is really, it's a bit of a treasure hunt really. We've got a heap of different things that have been just thrown into there, such as some supplement bottles. There's 4 litres of iodide that hasn't even been opened. We've got some, a little bit of calcium, some magnesium, some buffer. We've pulled out the dosing pump, which has got the master and the slave. So we'll definitely use this in the next tank. But there's also a couple of these dosing pump shelves, which these have been sitting on. And as you can see, the protective paper hasn't even been pulled off the acrylic. So these will be totally able to be used when we set this tank up in the smaller tank at the new location. The phosphane reactor, there's some little pumps, I think there's a little battery operated air pump in there. There's all sorts of interesting things that we're finding as we pull everything out to finish the strip down of this tank. But this water's just taking so long to drain. It's coming out at a good speed, but we're not even halfway, and we've been here for at least half an hour. So this is the last wave maker to be removed, and check out the coralline algae. So this wave maker, oh boy, it hasn't been taken out to be cleaned for a long time, and the coralline is actually encrusted over the magnet hold onto the glass, and it's come off in one big bit. Now, there was no way that I could reach the magnet behind the tank that secures this wave maker in place when I took this off. So unfortunately, I just had to let the magnet drop, and it's dropped down the back of the tank. So I'll try and find that in a minute. So another one of the components down. So I'm going to take off a couple of the lights, partly to make it easier to get into the tank, and partly just because it's taking so long to drain. I've got to find things to do whilst the level is dropping. So here's the first radion off, and I'll take another one off now too. So some people were worried about the fact that I was swimming in a tank in the last episode of Bar Reef Breakdown with radions right above me. But the thing is, they're secured so strongly to the ceiling within the hood up here, there's no way they could possibly come down. So whilst it was something I had to be careful of, that I didn't bump them with my head, particularly when my hair was wet, it certainly, there was no risk of the radions falling into the tank. So I'm taking the radion hanging kits with the lights to make sure that everything is kept together. But as I was taking out the threaded fitting that attaches to the bar above with a screw, I've actually dropped it. And this small metal piece is now in the tank, and I'm going to have to test my skill with these long-handled grabbers to see if I can get this out. So this will be interesting. I can see it, but can I get it? Easy. It's a very simple tool, but with a tank this deep, something you really need to have. So we've seen everything which is inside, in and around the tank, the wave makers, the lights, and all the componentry there, but there's one very important part of this system which is outside, and that's the chiller. Now this could be one of the hardest parts of this whole system to take off because it's plumbed through the wall. I don't think I can reach the fittings, and I don't know if it's going to dribble water everywhere and exactly how I'm going to get it out. But maybe, oh God. So we've got this chiller hide. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to take that off and then I'll have better access to the chiller. All right. Okay, so I can see the fittings now, and it should be a case of just taking it off, pulling the chiller out, and loading it onto the ute. So each of these hoses has got hose clamps. I've undone the hose. Oh, that one's easier. There's the water I was expecting. Not over the chiller too much. So now to get this chiller out. Beautiful craftsmanship. I feel like I'm wearing a wooden dress. Well, I hope the client wanted this dismantled, since that's what I've done. And you can just imagine how heavy this thing is going to be. There's no easy way of carrying it out of here. So our brilliant system of putting the two extensions of the candy cane together to reach the bottom of the tank has actually failed because unfortunately the seal at the join wasn't good enough to stop air getting in, and the prime and the siphon has been broken. So we're going to our contingency plan now, which is a small power head that we're going to stick inside the tank and hopefully be able to use this to remove the last of the water. So I'd just like to say I was very proud of this. My candy cane being able to be used in all sorts of ways, but really this is a million times faster and this is going to do the job so much better. So I should have done it this way from the start. Anyway, this looks cool. Biscuit star. Crocus. Diadema urchin. Beautiful specimen. Morph rock, or in America, a shroom rock, I assume. Shroom. I'm going to try and lean into the tank to catch some of the fish. I know I'm going to have to get in for most of them, but I'll see if I can lean in. Alright, that worked well. So we've got a little Wyoming white clownfish. Another Trocus. So this is a long-nosed hawkfish. A magnificent fox face. Pajama cardinal. We've got a rabbit fish and a yellow tank. Okay, the misunderstood coal tang. So we've got a disappearing wrasse and a flame hawkfish. Big fat royal grammer. He's huge. Alright, so we'll get some air on these fish. So for the first time in years, Bar Reef is empty all the way down to the substrate. So now I'm going to jump in, and I know I've got to find a wrasse, pull out a few more corals and look for any more snails or anything else alive that needs to come out. Oh, there's a wrasse. I almost stepped on him. He was underneath my tootsies. First time, that's the first time I've ever caught a wrasse with my feet. He's okay. So, more snails. Acro, stroms, trochus. Oh, another fish. The world's fattest blenny. Can't even move. All these corallamorphs. More snails. Dead snail. Pavona cactus. All these little treasures. Oh, look at this. A sand sifting sea star. Slithers silently into the bucket. So you can see how the sand back here is black underneath. It's actually gone aerobic or anoxic. There's no oxygen in there, and it can actually be a problem with toxic gases that it can be emitted if you disturb it. It's a bit of a bad sign, really. Morphs on that we need to keep. Just double checking for wrasse. Some Dallas. I'll put these rocks here so they're easy to get out. Another sea star. I imagine this is how they collect these sea stars. They just go down to an empty fish tank and sift through the sand. Alright, that's it. So, I forgot my tall ladder. So this is going to be risky. My foot is caught in the radion cable. So, this is pretty much it for our Bar Reef breakdown. We still have to take a little bit of sand out, and we've still got to clean out a bit from the sump, but we'll come back and do that tomorrow, and I don't think we'll worry about filming that. Really, everything that we've hoped to achieve today, we've pretty much done. And now I'm just going to do the symbolic gesture of turning off the lights on Bar Reef. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. So that's it for Bar Reef. In upcoming episodes of Gallery Aquatica TV, we'll show you the tank that Bar Reef is going to turn into. It won't be as big, but hopefully it'll be just as nice on a smaller scale. So thanks very much for watching Gallery Aquatica TV. We really appreciate all your feedback and support. And thanks for all the comments and liking our videos. So thanks for watching Gallery Aquatica TV, and happy reefing. So that's our video for today. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe as well. We'll be putting out videos every week showing a new tank with new products. There's going to be lots in all the videos. I'm Cam the Fish Guy, and keep on reefing.